Hello there, everyone! My name's Kagami, we're back! And we just got done talking to Kenji in the bathroom. And spoiler, he was naked. Gross. But now, non-naked Kenji parts of the story. That is time I will never get back. I'll get him for this somehow. But right now I have to get to class. I'm the first person in class today, although I think I'm a little too early. Then again, sitting alone here for 20 minutes sure beats having to suffer that time with Kenji. The combination of fatigue, frustration, and boredom starts making me feel very tired. I black out for a second, waking up when my head hits the surface of my desk, rubbing my forehead. I realize this is a good reason for any to stay up for now and stop coming to class so early. Eventually, I hear a tapping noise outside in the hallway, and Lily's tall figure appears in the doorway. She's not in this class, so she must have some other business. Maybe she's looking for Hanako. Lily stops at the door, looking hesitantly as if she was a vampire who couldn't come in unless invited. I considered doing so because she looks rather lonesome standing there. She steps in on her own accord, though, after straightening her skirt and shirt collar as if it was of importance to look prim when entering our classroom. "Excuse me." She calls into the quiet classroom with a probing, delicate voice. I realize the silence might unnerve her because of the blindness, so I break it. "Good morning, Lily." "Hiseo? Good morning. I didn't hear you come in." I wonder if she thinks it's suspicious I didn't say anything to her before. It's likely if I were to tell too big a lie now, it would sink me. Well, I was already here, just asleep until now. "Oh, have you seen Hanako today by any chance?" "No, she seems to come in only just before the bell rings, or after that. Do you want me to tell her something for you?" "No, it's fine. It's strange, but I think we're the only two people in the school right now. I didn't hear anyone else on my way here." Well, I shouldn't have gotten up so early today, I guess. "You're chastising yourself for doing something that other people should? Punctuality is a good thing. I think so anyway." It's a very busy morning today. The festival is coming up, and today is the deadline for event registration, budget reports, and any other official paperwork. It could be that everyone is trying to complete the necessary forms at the last minute. Maybe that's why it's so quiet today. Hi, Misha. Misha pops into the room with Shizune, as if on cue, shouting out the loudest that makes Lily visibly flinch. "Hi, Hika-chan." "Hi." "That's... Look, it's the class representative. Hello." Lily smiles, probably amused by Misha or Shizune's use of the word look. "Good morning." "That's... Of course you are not the representative in the class, right?" "I'm not." Lily seems a little more guarded in her answers to Shizune than she was with me the other day. I guess they really don't get along at all. Then I realized that Lily might actually not know Shizune is present, and she's trying to detect whether or not she is, to know who she is talking to. For all she knows, she's talking to Misha, but knowing that she and Shizune are practically inseparable, she might expect Shizune being the one that actually talks. Damn, how complicated. I decided to help Lily out for my own peace of mind, more than anything else. "You're here early, Shizune." "Dots. You were here even earlier than us." Misha puffs out her cheeks angrily. Why is she getting angry? Does she feel emotions on Shizune's behalf too? It's not that weird though that Shizune didn't like my little comment. It's true I was here earlier than them, so me saying something like that could definitely be misinterpreted as anything. Especially to Shizune, who doesn't have the benefit of hearing tone to gauge intent. Before I can start weighing whether or not I should apologize, Shizune has already moved on. Dots. "Class rep, it's a good thing you're here. We have to talk." Dots. "The festival's coming up in 3 days, right? Every other class has already handed in their project budget reports for their events. Even the first years, except you." "There's still time to hand it in, isn't there?" Oh, angry kitty face. "Today the deadline is today." "You certainly taking your time, aren't you? If I had it my way, I'd have had all the necessary paperwork days ago. But someone had to say, 'The deadline, please extend it.' Yes, that was me. Planning something on the scale is not a small task, and a week is too small a time frame to expect the whole class to work out such a complex issue completely. Dots. Do you want to know what's harder than distributing the funds for one class's event? Handling the same matter for every class in the school and then some. The one who does that is me. Misha puts her hand on her hips, standing up straight. Wow, she's really getting into the role. Lily doesn't look like she's very amused, though. Hey, Shizune, aren't you being a little too hard on her? There's still a whole day left. Please, Hiseo. It's all right. Lily seems happy I'm taking her side, but a little conflicted that I might not think she can take care of herself. If this is about the budget, then I'm disappointed you think I have forgotten about it. I understand how important it is. Then, can I have it, please? Shizune, she might not have it on her at the exact moment. Second, it's not here right now. I asked 2 students to take care of it for me. Students from my class. She emphasizes the last sentence, much to my surprise. She knows that Shizune and Misha's efforts to rope me into the student council. I guess word must have gotten around, so now she's using me as ammo against Shizune. This just gets better and better. Dots. Angry kitty face. It was your responsibility. A budget report isn't something that should be delegated away from as class rep. It's your job to be on top of things. This kind of disregard for paper procedure is really just terrible. They completed it, being capable of doing so, but the students have been sick recently, so they could not come to school and give it back to me. If you want it, I will apologize on their behalf for getting sick. Okay. Although Misha misses Lily's little jab entirely, Shizune doesn't, and she seems torn between being offended by Lily's daring and jumping for joy at the prospect of a challenge. Dots. Lily, don't they live here at the school? It's a 5-minute walk, you know. What could they possibly have that prevents them from taking 5 minutes out of their busy lives to drop off something that will affect the enjoyment of their entire class? Lily opens her mouth to say something, but Shizune closes the gap between them and starts signing furiously, waving her hands around like an orchestra conductor. Misha tries her best to convey the same passion, but can't seem to lose her normal cheerful tone. The results of an interesting and somewhat surreal. And what's with the attitude? I said that it's not something you should have delegated away. Are you the class representative or aren't you? Tell me the names of those 2 students. They should have your job if you can't handle something this simple yourself. One form isn't the full extent of what I'm supposed to take care of. Lily's tone is growing slightly impatient, but she's doing a good job of not letting Shizune see how unsettling she is becoming. She's playing her cards close to her chest. Shizune, on the other hand, wraps her fingers cheerfully along the edge of her glasses, knowing Lily can neither hear nor see how excited she is. Dots. Of course you do so much, class rep. It must be so difficult being you. Lily tightens her lips at Misha's words, clearly understanding the intent behind them, even though Misha delivers them without even a hint of sarcasm as they're meant to have. Shizune and Lily don't like each other, that much is clear, but this seems a bit much. It seems like Lily has had enough and is ready to push back. Battle time! Awesome. I was actually just discussing the budget reports before you came by. You must be very talented to have finished all your student council duties so quickly that you can track me down and make sure I don't forget my own. Are you accusing me of slacking off? It seems like you're confusing me with yourself. I don't think so. That would be a difficult thing for me to do, comparing myself to you. You're right, the difference between us is like heaven and hell. And it's not hard to guess which one you might represent. The air between them ripples in the heat of their enmity. Well, not really, but can't disguise them anymore, though. Even Misha looks like she's beginning to understand the real nature of their conversation. Dots. Hika-chan, don't you slack off either. What are you talking about? Dots. Aren't you taking part in the festival, Hika-chan? You are, aren't you? Then I hope you're going to do a lot more than make things go smoothly this person. Cut me and Lily some slack. Don't drag me into this. You know what? Cut Lily some slack. I like Lily. You guys are annoying. I mean, you guys are fun, but you're annoying right now. He's attacking her for no reason. I'm taking Lily's side. Hey, I'm the new guy, remember? It's not like I could have done much, even if I wanted. That's right, you shouldn't expect a transfer student to jump right in the middle of his first week. Lily taking my side feels oddly comforting, so I decide to back her up too. Yeah, you're being unreasonable with us both. Dots. And it's like a sweat drop. Excuses, excuses. Miss Class Rep has had plenty of time to deal with her report. And we repeatedly offered you a position to help with the student council work, but you refused to commit yourself on making the festival a success. Yeah, but as I said back then, I'm not sure if... I don't have any time for this right now. No matter what I do, it will mean being drawn into a confrontation with Shizune, and that is what she wants. Whatever, forget it. I turn my back to them. Lily, class is going to be starting soon, so we can talk more later. I'll tell Hanako you were looking for her. I can feel Shizune freezing. Maybe this is the first time she has ever been ignored in such a blunt manner. Thank you, Hisao. I'll be leaving now. She gives me the sweetest smile I've seen all week, and then turns on her heels to make her exit. As soon as Lily walks out the door, I suddenly start feeling reluctant about turning to face Shizune. I can feel her eyes burning into my back and can't bring myself to look at her. She must be furious. I keep expecting Misha to say something to alleviate the tension, but it really... Misha to say something to alleviate the tension, but it really is wanting too much. In the end, I go back to my seat and listen to the sound of Shizune's footsteps as she marches out the room. She doesn't return until a few minutes before class. Hanako doesn't come in the morning class at all, leaving her seat looking empty and lonely in the back of the classroom. I have to tell her that Lily was looking for her, if I see her later. After the events of this morning, class is pretty boring in comparison. I turn the pages of my textbook lazily. I have a bit of catching up to do, despite trying to keep up with my studies at the hospital, but I'm not feeling that enthusiastic about it. The clock at the front of the room sounds unbearably loud. The teacher hasn't said anything in over 7 minutes, instead opting to cover the board in rows and rows of equations taken directly from the book. The rhythmic clashing of chalk on the blackboard seems to synchronize perfectly with the ticking of the clock. I start to copy down the equations just to pass the time, even though they are right there in my textbook. When the bell rings, I'm not in a hurry because I have nothing to do, so I stay for a while, reviewing what we covered in class today. I prefer to leave last anyway, so I don't have to deal with crowding in the hallways. I know Shizune and Misha have also stayed behind, talking to someone from another class. Shizune is signing so fast that her hands make noises like swords cutting through the air. Swoosh, swoosh. Maybe there's pent-up anger there. Misha is trying desperately to keep up, but it's clear that she can barely manage to even understand her. I put my head down whenever they're discussing. It looks like serious business. Shizune signs to the point where her wrists crack, and Misha struggles to spit it out in word form. Sometimes she trips over herself like she's dealing with tongue twister, and then on top of that, she has to sign back anything the other girl says. Seems like a rough job. Misha looks tired, like she's about to faint. Luckily for her, their business is soon finished, and the girls sit down and take their seat again. Ugh, I'm so tired. She's hanging her head limply on her desk, looking exhausted. I use this opportunity to reconcile with Shizune a bit without getting roped into the student council thing again. Though I suspect the door is now closed for me. Festival preparations must be tough for you. Indeed, the people in the school seem to be taking the festival very seriously. Whenever I see people idling around before and after classes, they're always talking about their plans for it. It's kind of neat to see everyone being so enthusiastic about it. I'm probably the only one who doesn't have something to do. Shizune scoffs at me first, but as if trying to decide whether to ignore or sneer at me, but in the end, she starts signing without doing either. Misha perks up, looking at her hands with slightly unfocused eyes. Dots. She signs with harsh, heavy, dramatic strokes. Misha translates her signing into speech for me. She does it so well, it's almost like Shizune is actually speaking, transmitting her thoughts directly through Misha. She must have practiced it vigorously. Well, of course, we're in the student council, you know, so we're pretty busy. Kitty face! It's an important duty of ours to ensure the success of the festival with all our strength. Dots. We should shame ourselves in we would shame ourselves in front of our past student council generations if the festival were to fail. More dots. That's why there must be no flaws. No I think that was encumbrances. Nothing that might make the festival short of perfect. Shizune's passionate speech for Misha's enacting, really oddly fitting for them. Oh, hello. Hanako! I look over my shoulder and see Hanako peering timidly in the classroom, most of her body hidden behind the door. Hey, playing delinquent again? Hanako brushes hard at Misha's straightforward jab, even if it was only in jest. Dots. Shizune stares at her probingly, using Hanako to look down and start backing away to the point where only her fingers can be seen wrapped nervously on the edge of the door. Maybe she is showing her dislike of Hanako by association of her dislike of Lilly. It appears so, and Hanako probably knows it as well. What is it, Hanako? Has Lilly been here? Sorry, haven't seen Sato. She came by in the morning, though. Hanako keeps looking uneasily at Shizune, who stares back at her with her usual studying glaze. What is she trying to do? Of course, Shizune isn't going to look away, and she is immediately intimidating even enough as it is, so I can only imagine how terrifying Hanako would be. Terrified. God, I can't read right now. It is a little uncomfortable watching Hanako's reaction to Shizune's normal behavior. This is what happens when two people of two different extremities meet, it seems. Do you know where she is? Dots. If she has any sense in her head, she'll be in her classroom working out on the festival project, but who knows where that woman is loitering at. You need to find her. She was looking for you this morning, but I guess you have missed each other. She waits a little without answering the simple question, looking awfully like she's not sure if it's proper to answer such a question. Yeah. I can come with you, if it's okay. Hanako nods frantically, still on guard, her shoulders stiff like wood. But I get the feeling that she might be more comfortable by herself, after all, but it's too late to back off now. She has this really troubled expression she seems to wear almost constantly, one that makes me constantly be on guard myself. I wonder why. I kind of understand why she always seems to be so wary, or maybe more like why there could be a person like her. But I still have no idea how I should act around such a person. It's dinner time soon. Were you planning to eat with Lilly? She nods slightly. So she must have been trying to get into the cafeteria. Well, there's something of a dinner crowd, just like in the cafeteria is crowded during lunch. It's not as bad during dinner time because dinner time is longer than lunch hour, but I can understand why Hanako would be discouraged from going in. I pick up my bag and we take our leave. Hanako skips a little to meet my initial pace, so I walk down to match her speed. Dat face! It doesn't take long for us to be walking at a comfortable pace in the hallway. It almost feels like we're going for a stroll together, something that I can't say I've really done before with a girl. And because I haven't done that before, that's where we're going to end the episode, and I'm going to pause it. Well, I'm not actually going to pause. I'm just going to stop the recording and everything. But like, favorite, subscribe if you enjoyed. Leave a comment telling me something that you... just something. Tell me how your day was in a comment. But I hope you're enjoying so far. I am absolutely enjoying it. And I hope you come back for the next episode of Katawa Shoujo. Have a fantastic evening.